Hey everybody, Damo here from the Charter Condition Fishing Charters and the Charter Vessel Diversity out of Gulf Harbour. I'm here this morning with Chris Duffin. He's one of our skippers. Chris and myself run the boat. We also have another guy that helps us out when we're really stressed out, which doesn't happen very often. And that's the happy-go-lucky people that we are. Anyway, what's been happening? It has been a stellar week again, and as you can probably tell by the smell of my voice, we're a little bit excited because the fishing has been pretty good. There's been a lot of fish around that 5 to 9 kilo mark coming through this week, and there's also been good numbers of fish too. So these school fish are really starting to establish themselves out in the deeper water of the Gulf now. And Chris, roughly, without giving them a latitude and longitude or a GPS mark, about how far behind Tirri are you running across the first patches of these bigger fish?
Probably 13, 14 miles straight out from the back of Tirri.
Okay, so yeah, it's
getting there,
yeah,
almost into the middle ground.
Good,
almost.
good, yeah, so closer and closer every week now. And because just if you've been watching our reports, you're smart. If you haven't, then you're not that smart. You would know that we've been fishing about 4 or 5 miles off Coromandel itself, and now, as Chris has just said, we're only 13 miles off Tirri. So depth of water there, Chris?
It's about 45 metres.
Which is about standard for that sort of middle three-quarter area of the Gulf, or over on the Coro Rail as we call it. The other thing out there is the weather can get in the way a little bit. What sort of conditions have you had this week?
Yeah, the weather's been pretty nasty and just big swells, but once you get on the drift you can sit in them quite nice and go up and down them, so it's not too bad. You just got to watch out for the occasional biggie that stomps the boat.
So there's been a bit of a sea running this week because we had quite a bit of northerly with that northwest and that front that came through. We had one day of cancelled play there, but we've managed to get the rest of the trips away, so it's been pretty good for us in that regard. Seasickness hasn't been too much of an issue because being the Cat, it's nearly 6 metres wide and being 30 tonnes and drawing nearly 2 metres, it has a lot of presence in the water, and on more than one occasion I've seen boats of similar size go drifting straight past us when we seem to just be drifting along very slowly. Now, some of the things that have been working in the Gulf this week, we've been having, of course, a lot of fun with the new Gulp Nemesis bait, and you would have noticed this in recent trips.
Yes, I've run out of Gulp Nemesises. They're extremely good.
Why would someone give us only 4 or 5 packets of baits to go out into the Gulf with and then tell us to go and trial them and tell them what they're like when we lose the whole lot in one trip basically? So please, come on.
The first drop I did on the Nemesis, I landed a 13 pounder, and that took probably 40 seconds for it to hit the bait, so it was extremely good, and they
into it straight away.
They weave in the water real nice at the bottom. You can even feel it on the end of your rod weaving through the water. Yeah,
good. And yesterday's guys, I got a text this morning from one of the boys there, one of the fishing.net members, AbFab, was kind enough to send us a text and give me the report from his side of things yesterday, and he too was on the Nemesis baits, Neil and his crew.
Yes, they're all on the Nemesis baits, different colours. The camo one's pretty good at the moment.
Camo, yeah.
That's going pretty good.
Anyone that stood out more than the other yesterday?
Not really, they're just good baits. They were just getting hammered all day. Mainly it was just the soft baits getting hammered.
Now, as you know, I like to call it how it actually is. So although the Gulp Nemesis with its extra long tail, I don't have one here with me because we don't have any more. They didn't give us enough. There's a good and a bad with everything, and you've noticed something with the Gulp Nemesis that you've found that the tail durability, although having a durable soft bait is great, but
the tail's extremely strong on them, so they stretch out and they rip themselves off the hook after a extremely big hit.
So the one that Chris showed me, this is why I'm bringing this up, the one that Chris showed me was the tail was very stretchy still, but it had actually torn the bait all the way down the hook. And that was on the elevator rig too, which has a hook keeper system on it. So there must have been a hell of a lot of tugging going on one end of that Nemesis to pull that bait right down the shaft of the hook like that.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of big fish yesterday. We got 6 or 7 over 15 pound, big fat, awesome fish.
Good male schoolies coming into the Gulf. You're still finding a mixture of male and female fish, or is it still predominantly male?
No, the females are starting to come in. We've got a big female yesterday that we managed to release and get her back into the water. She was between 17 and 18 pounds. Yep. So we put her back and get her breeding.
Yeah, that's right. Look after your fishery, people. So another thing that has been going on, and I was rummaging around in my tackle box the other day and I came up with a jitterbug. Now, those of you that follow us on Facebook, if you don't, you should, but those of you that do would know that this week we've given away 5 jitterbugs as part of a little promotion that we do. We give away heaps of free stuff, so join our Facebook and you'll see what that's all about. But what I've been finding is I found a jitterbug, one of the very first ones that Ocean Angler gave to me. And when they first came out, now this jitterbug is about, God, must be 3-4 seasons old now. So I'm just going to show you, this is my go-to bait. I'm going to show you what it looks like after I've fished it pretty hard for the last few seasons. So as you can see, if you can see, I don't know, there's a bit of shit there, but as you can see, there's a lot of paint missing. The eyes are all scuffed up. There's some pretty horrendous teeth marks all the way down the side of this. I'll tell you how they got there pretty shortly. You can see she's pretty badly scuffed up there. The skirts, the cord is still a little worse for wear. If I come right in close to that cord, you'll see she's, I'm afraid not. And the skirt, as you can see, is missing quite a few of its tentacles. If I just come through there you go. You can see she's missing a few of those. And there's a few little splits up in the skirt head as well. But you know, that's what happens when you thrash these things to death. I've also lost one hook off the little cord there as well, so she's down to a single hook rig. It still fishes equally as well as would one of my nice shiny new ones, so testament to a very good lure. Here's my nice shiny new ones here that I really enjoy fishing with these. They're great fun to fish with. They're very similar to a pirate jig, very similar to a bottom ship. These of course have the UV blast covering on them, so they're very durable. As you can see, this bait here, like I say, 4 years old, or 4 seasons old, 3 seasons old, and to be in that condition with me being such a heavy-handed bugger is pretty damn good. So testament to that, and big ups to them for producing such a good quality lure. And like I say, the new one, they come in a variety of colours and shades, and this one here would be my second favourite, although I am very keen on the Candy Apple, which is a green as well. Interchangeable skirts, good quality hooks. You can see the gauge of that, I think. There you go. You can see the gauge of the good quality hook. Again, for me, a good hook in this situation is a hook that turns down on itself. I'm a great fan of that. I talked about this last week with the bottom ships, or was it the week before? I don't recall. In fact, I don't recall what I had for breakfast. So there you have it. That's the Ocean Angler Jitterbug. So testament to durability there. And you've been finding these have been fishing pretty good too, Chris?
Yeah, I actually used one yesterday and caught quite a few fish on it from one of the guys. They weren't feeling too well on the boat.
Yep, so you step in to help them out.
Step in, get them some fish.
You're a good bloke, mate, no doubt about you. Top bloke that. Anyway, so just to recap on what's been going on, we're finding the fish are really still pouring through the Colville side. Again this year, they did the same thing last year. We've concentrated our efforts that side. Head that way for your snapper. Also, you could start looking in some water off the back of the breakers at Parkery. I know MJ has been catching a few fish behind the breakers there from the beach surf casting, so you land-based guys might want to start working those northern beaches. Also, have a look around the Horn Rock, the top end of Horn Rock. Have a look around the southern side of Horn Rock. Get off the foul, get onto the sand. There'll be some fish starting to school up there, both from the Colville influence and also from that Jellicoe and Craddock influence as well. Little barrier out off the Ranger's Hut should start holding a bit of fish in a month or so, so you'll start getting better numbers there. You'll also start to see the Firth start to fire up pretty soon, and when the Firth fires up, you know what that means. It's all on like Donkey Kong, so a lot to look forward to. The only thing that there isn't to look forward to is this weather, and as Chris can testify, this week he's had the boat this week. It has not been pretty, been a lot of westerly.
Yeah, a lot of westerly out there.
Been a lot of 30 knot days, and it's only because we have the vessel that can go there that we're doing it. Otherwise we'd be tied up to the wharf like all of them. Catch us on Facebook, Diversity-Fishing. Go to our website, www.charterconnection.co.nz. Go to the Top Catch website, www.topcatch.co.nz. You can get your jitterbugs there, you can get your gulp nemesis there. In fact, word on the street yesterday was that Top Catch was about one of the only stores that had the gulp nemesis until the new shipment arrived. So get in there and get hold of those gulp nemesis because they are really going off. Something new for the season. It's good to get excited about new things. They've become a bit of a tackle whore again. I hope they send us some more if you're watching this. If you're not, then you shouldn't be. You should be sending us nothing. Anyway, that's us out of here. Adios from Chris and Damo of the Good Vessel Diversity.